Hi guys, it's me, Shakira G again, back with another video. So this time what you're seeing is my red situation. This hair is a 24-inch frontal and the hair in behind is 26 inches. This is a custom color done by me years ago. I would say probably a couple years ago, like 2 years ago. And I just took my wig apart and I decided to do a full bond-in glue wig. So what you see me doing here is getting the hair prepared to glue around the perimeter to glue it down. So the reason why you see the front of my frontal looking like that is because I tend to cut off a piece of the perimeter and start over with each install if there's hair missing from there. So the last time I did this install was literally like a year ago. I have an old video on it. I did like a half up, half down style with it. But this time I'm just gonna do just a regular install, and you guys will be able to see how I bonded in and how I actually got my baby hairs to lay down and the whole plucking process, because I don't know, for some reason I don't like doing videos when I'm just like skipping all the actual work. So what you see me doing here is putting the natty glue. It's either natty or 30-second glue, and I put it around the perimeter of the frontal. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't feel like stitching it down, and at the same time I don't want to get hair on my perimeter. I don't want to get hair in the glue. So that's why you see me that's why you see I parted the front part of the frontal, like the back part of the frontal, around the edges, that the glue doesn't get on there, because my perimeter has like no hair on it, so I was able to do that. But if you have a frontal where your hair is right there, don't go in and stick it in without you first taking all the hair out of the way, because you don't want to get that natty glue on the hair. So that's the reason why I separated it like that and brought some of the hair forward, that I don't press it into the glue. So you see me going behind the hair and I'm pressing the piece of fabric from the frontal down so that it's able to lay how it's supposed to lay. So here I am cutting off the perimeter of the frontal, and what you got to realize is when you're doing this type of work and you're doing custom work and you're going in to repluck again, you have to make sure that you know that the further back you go on your frontal, the larger the knots are, because you know they put larger knots towards the back of the frontal to make sure that there's fullness in your frontal. So it might take you a lot more time than it did before to customize the front and have it lay like how you want it to lay. I didn't do a real super natural hairline with this because this is my first time, you know, recutting it and doing it the way that I did. But I did go in and do a good, you know, piece of plucking, and I hope you guys like the end result. So my method of plucking is me just taking like a strip of the hair that's going to be right in front, and you know, start going through strip by strip so that I don't pluck too much hair. So I told you when I cut off that piece of lace that you saw, the lines of the frontal will be thicker. The knots will be thicker going backwards. So you got to pluck more than you're used to or usually do. And that's all right. That's not a problem for me. I just said it is what it is. I wanted a new hairline. So I went in and cut the front. But as you can see, I take a strip and I go back and I go through it and I thin it out. And I do that about probably a half inch, a half inch going back. I'm not afraid to cut the hair off if it needs to be cut. You do what you have to do with these frontals. I think a lot of people are afraid to go in and pluck and make mistakes and things because you're paying so much for it, but your best styles come out when you do the custom work. So I took the time out to, pluck this the way that I wanted it to be for this install. Basically what you see me doing here is what I did on the other side. Everything is repetition, just going back through there and making sure that it's thinned how I want it to be. And here I am with my handy dandy hot comb. I love me a hot comb on a frontal or a closure piece. I believe that this is what, makes it create its flatness. Some people know how to make it flat by not doing that. Me, this is my method. So, you feel free to do whatever you feel like helps you, but this is the thing that helps me. I get real close to the lace and I press on my lace with a regular hot comb. Now you guys could use an electric hot comb, and also be careful because some people's lace is not strong enough for the hot comb and you can melt your lace with a hot comb. So just be careful with this process and method. I sprayed a bit of holding spray and I combed some of the hair forward. Then I'm able to have this frontal become a flatiana. That means flat, y'all. What you see me doing here is just adding the band to the front as I bond in the rest of the weave. Now that I took off the band in the front, you can see that it's like pressed against my skin really well. That is gonna give an illusion of a scalp. Basically what you see me doing here, this hair is more thin. This is actually my Vietnamese hair. It's beautiful, wonderful hair. What you see me doing is doubling the track because I feel like I may have gotten that double drawn hair with this. Usually I use super double drawn, meaning that it's full from the top to the bottom, because with the extensions that I have, I can control the density. So I know there's a lot of companies that just has the hair one way, but my hair, you can actually like play with the density and you will have full tracks from top to bottom. But this is a more natural looking hair. This is a more natural set hair, so it's not super full from top to bottom like you may have seen in my blonde video, the last video. These hairs, you're able to order from me, but it's gonna be pre-order at this time. I don't have anything in stock, but I will shortly and soon. So just stay posted for that. And once again, don't be afraid to go in and recustomize, because you see I had to cut off more lace on the sides and things like that. Do what you have to do to create the best look that you. Because I am in love with the hot comb, and because I feel like that's what creates the real flatness, I go through with the hot comb again as I tie down my edges and get them prepared to do my baby hairs. Now that my baby hairs are starting to look like how I want them to look, to give a little scalp effect, I make sure that I go through it and it looks like how I prefer for it to look. Then I go in with a baby, I believe that is 1/4 of an inch curling iron. It's the small curling irons from Kiss that I curl the edges with. So instead of me flipping them backwards, because I noticed like after a while, when you curl them upward, they start to stick up. And I don't like that, so I curl them under. And then I come back through. And when I do that process, I make sure that I use my edge brush, which is my favorite little edge brush that I'm cleaning right then and there. I spray some Got to Be Glued holding spray for this style, and smear it down. when I do installs that are glueless, when I'm just using holding spray to hold down my cap, I make sure that I use some of my in-thrown edges. In-thrown edges is a edge control. It's really, really good, but I don't recommend that for an actual glue down. So what you see me doing is using the Got To Be Glued spray to do my edges. And my edges were a bit thick, so I kept going through and, you know, plucking and plucking. And for me, they're still kind of thick, but I decided to leave them alone for the next time I install, that I don't have to cut any of my lace in the front again. I'll give you an update on that. But what you're seeing is footage of me doing it for the first time. But towards the end, to be honest with you, I tied my hair down, I went to sleep, and I never got a chance to do the end video for you. But what I did was, you know, refresh my edges at the end, and just to show you guys that it laid flat. But that's footage from days later. It's probably like a week later. And yeah, definitely I'm gonna be coming with videos for you guys. They're gonna start coming back to back. It's just that I work as well. In this meantime, there's a lot of updates that I want to give you guys, but I have to give you when the Lord allows. I can't just tell all that's going on with me. And it's not anything bad, but just letting you guys know that there's going to be more videos to come. But the end video, the outro video, that was definitely a week later. But what you'll see is me setting my stuff and tying it down. Then you'll see what I end up having a week later, but it still looks nice. So if you like my content, you can like, forward, and subscribe. You know what I mean? Leave a comment, you know what I mean? Send a pigeon with a letter tied to his foot. Nah, I'm just playing, y'all. Just, you know, show you girls some love. And God bless you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so here's the end result. This was like 5 days later, guys. Don't judge me. At least I finished this video. I'm trucking through. I have different colors coming up and different styles for you. I'm actually doing glue down, so I am not able to take them off as quick, and I actually like them and have to work, so I make sure that I look good at work. Now, what you see me doing right now is just looking and going in to fix whatever pieces needed to be fixed with my edge brush. I didn't use anything to fix this because it already had product on it, so I just reused the product and went in and swooped my little edges, you know, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like, comment, forward, and subscribe, and I have more videos coming to you soon. Okay, God bless. Bye. As you can see, I decided to do no part. I did have it in a half up, half down in the beginning, but I decided to wear it down afterward. This hair has been in for like, I would say a week, a little bit over a week, but I'm looking to change again because I change like the wind. So it is what it is, guys. Hope you like this video. Bye.